How big is your team, the ones working on the mobile strategy?
Yeah, mobile strategy, there's actually, I think it's probably small compared to some of the guys I know in the industry and other kind of gaming. They have like some guys that have like 15, 20 people in UA. In our mobile team, we have about 2 or 3 product marketers that work on each of these apps, and then we have a media team that I'm part of where we kind of execute the actual media, and there's about 3 of us that work on the marketing itself, but I'm the only person that does anything related to app downloads and installs.
So how many apps does the New York Times have for those of us that may not be so familiar with all of the apps? Not to put you on the spot.
Yeah, no, I at least count. But we have right now, I think we have probably about 7 active apps out there in the App Store. And that's just like on the mainly iOS platform. We have like, stuff on Windows and Amazon and all that stuff, and Flipboard as well, but there's about 7 out there at the moment.
Are you focused on any particular platform, iOS, Android, mobile web? How does it break down?
Mobile for us is especially for our main content news, mobile web is a huge part of that business and it's growing, so that's a huge platform for us. And on the app side, we're very much focused on the platform that can deliver scale and quality, obviously. And I think that's where we focus on. I mean, a lot of our apps are on iOS first before we roll them out to other platforms, and that's always been a great platform for us to scale.
So I guess, is it safe to say that New York Times is a mobile first company?
I would say that we're a print-first company, but we're definitely becoming a very mobile-focused. But I think what we do really well is that we value so much print and digital, and we're always focused on how do we make print better for our print readers who still love the newspaper and they love waking up on Sunday and having their coffee in bed and reading the paper. And we're still always looking to innovate that experience and really bring a great experience to our print readers, but we're also very focused on making digital, because what you kind of realize too in our space is that people do consume cross-platform, but there's a lot of people that don't. And then just because you're on print doesn't mean you're online or you're an app, So we do treat each of those things very differently, and we're always constantly figuring out how to give people the best experience regardless of whatever platform they're on.
And how are you tracking them across platforms? So how are you tracking the iPad user versus the iPhone user versus the mobile web or the online user?
So we obviously have a lot of analytics, like anyone here that works on a product that has multi-platform. We use a lot of in-app analytics, but I think what's good for us is that we get a lot of data from the registration, so people who come to the Times, they'll create an account, and whether they use us in-app or on mobile web or desktop and they're logging in, we can really track their customer journey. We get to understand how much time they spend on desktop versus mobile versus app, and we can really understand where we can bring value to that person. So, cross-platform attribution and tracking is hugely important in a business like ours, and we're constantly figuring out what makes sense for that person, how do they interact with us, and what makes sense to deliver the right experience for them depending where they come from.